How are you lovely people doing today? My name is John and welcome to the next episode in a series I like to call the Top 5 Ways. In this series I take a zombie map that's good and I try to see how I can turn it into something that's amazing. Last episode I took a look at the top 5 ways to improve Moon, but today I'm going to take a look at the top 5 ways to improve Nacht Der Untoten. Before we begin, if you have an idea to improve Nacht Der Untoten that you think I missed, go ahead and leave it down in the comments below. You may see yourself in the next episode. Without further ado, let's begin. Kicking off at the number 5 spot, I am going to request that we get a better radio selection on the map Nacht Der Untoten. So, a little known fact is that there's actually an Easter egg. If you are to shoot the radio that's tucked away in the corner with the mystery box, then it will actually play some music, although I'm a little bit unsatisfied with our selection of music, and I feel as though Treyarch should give us more music, and maybe what I would recommend is they just take the entire Black Ops soundtrack and put it into this radio on the map Nacht Der Untoten. I think that would be pretty cool, especially since we have some awesome songs from the Black Ops soundtrack. From there we've reached the number 4 spot, and I'm going to recommend that we remove Mule Kick from the map. What I like about Nacht is that it's fairly simple. It's the way zombies was originally created. Just you, some guns, and your wits. You had to survive for as long as you could, and there is nothing like perks to aid you in your survival. When we throw Mule Kick into the map, it sort of ruins it. Nacht isn't sort of the special snowflake of a zombie map that it once was, this bare-bones survival that you had to fight for your life in, and I feel we should just, out of respect for the original zombie map, remove all perks from it. Number 3 on my list also goes with number 4. I would recommend that Nacht Der Untoten only had 24 zombies per round. This was at least the case for Nacht Der Untoten, Verrückt, and Shino Numa. As a result, the rounds would go very quickly, although there was a little bit of a charm to it. It was just how the zombie maps worked. Treyarch didn't really expect the players to be going to round 100, so there wasn't really a need to make the zombie rounds all that extravagant and long. As a result, Nacht Der Untoten originally was 24 zombies per round, and on the Black Ops version, I feel it should be the same out of respect for the zombie map. We've reached number 2 on our list, and I would like to have a little bit of an explanation for the Nacht Der Untoten loading screen. Of course, there isn't really much of a story behind Nacht Der Untoten because it was the original zombie map, and at the moment they hadn't conceived an idea for a storyline to zombies, although it's very weird. We have what appears to be time travel, scientists. In one shot we have what looks like a bunch of clones. I don't really understand it at all, and I'm somebody who knows the zombie storyline insanely well, so to be able to look at this loading screen and not be able to understand it confuses me. I would like a little bit of an explanation to it. We finally reached the number 1 spot, and I wish that the exploding barrels on Nacht Der Untoten had a greater effect on the map. A little known fact is that you can actually blow up many of the barrels on the outside of Nacht Der Untoten and use them to kill the zombies. While it sounds like a great idea, it actually doesn't work out very well. Because of the nature of the game, you're not exactly sitting at windows the entire time waiting for zombies to walk by them, and there aren't really large enough hordes at one time to make it really efficient to blow them up with the barrels. As a result, they just kind of sit there and very few people know that you can actually blow them up, but I propose Treyarch includes a way to use these barrels to our advantage so that they are much more useful and more people know about them. It's a very interesting feature and game dynamic, although unfortunately the way it was executed needs to be improved upon. That's about it for this week's episode of the top 5 ways to improve. If you have an idea to improve Nacht Der Untoten that you feel I missed, be sure to leave it down in the comments below, although I'm going to ask that you guys stay away from ideas like add the perks or add double tap. I would recommend you only think of ways to change the map, not ways to add things to the map. Last episode I did the top 5 ways to improve Moon, and there were some excellent ideas that many of you came up with. One of the first ones comes from Epicness of Donuts, who said, make it so that you can use the teleporter by yourself in co-op. I agree with this a million times over. It sure adds a little bit of an element of teamwork when everybody has to be standing at the teleporter at once, although I find it just to be quite annoying. I don't want to wait for my entire team to get on the teleporter. If I want to pack a punch, I would just like to be able to go, and then boom, I'm on Earth. We have another idea from Splinter XX who says, make Jug and Speed Cola both spawn every time. Also, the astronaut zombie does not take perks. I would agree. Jug and Speed Cola are very annoying to get because they are constantly flip-flopping in Area 51. I think Treyarch should have just made them both appear in the same area, or at least make Jug in Area 51, and as a result put Speed Cola somewhere on the map. As for your idea with the astronaut zombie, let me tell you about a suggestion from Phil Djibouti, who said, debuff the astronaut. Many of you wanted this astronaut zombie change. A lot of you wanted him removed. Some of you wanted him to not take your perks. Another guy had an idea that he removes your points. And while I don't necessarily feel the astronaut zombie needs to be removed, I feel because many of you suggested this idea, it's very common in the community, and I'll agree with it. We can debuff the astronaut zombie, although I wouldn't want to get too extreme. We then have an idea from Minecraft King, who said, patch the glitch with the spaceman and the Gersh. P.S. I laughed hard when I saw your road to round 50. So he's referencing a video I did maybe 2 years ago where I attempted to get to round 50 on Moon, and because of a glitch with the Gersh device, the astronaut zombie got sucked in, and as a result, he was moonwalking around the map while chasing me, and it made for some very interesting and frustrating gameplay. As a result, I actually downed on round 49, and it was probably one of the most heartbreaking moments in my zombie career. This glitch needs to be patched for all future high round runners so that they don't experience what I did. That's about it for this week's episode of the Top 5 Ways to Improve. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and favorite. Whatever you do, it helps me out a lot, and I really appreciate it. Have a fantastic day, and bye.